everyone. It is Friday, June 16th. I am back home. I've been home since last Monday afternoon. That was actually the day I was supposed to be coming home from the mountains. And I wasn't going to be home until, I think Tuesday or Wednesday, because I was coming back by myself, but you know. Well, last I had left you all was Thursday, the day after my birthday, and my husband was coming the next day. I didn't take the car anywhere. I was too scared to. But it turns out when my husband got there, he got there about 2 o'clock Friday. Boy, I was so glad to see somebody. And he looked at it, and there really wasn't a radiator. There is a water problem, but it wasn't a crisis or a major thing. The battery light was coming on because my alternator was going. I was associating one with the other. I was confusing myself in my own little world of mine, especially when you're there alone and you know, you just don't know. This is why I've come to a lot of conclusions and changes. But he brought an alternator with him. He changed it. The water, when he got there was hardly anything missing out of the water. We drove it around. We went into town and got something to eat. The battery light never came on, because we actually took the rent-a-car, went in with the battery to make sure that the alternator didn't destroy the battery, because you don't want to put in another alternator or change the battery and it's the alternator to destroy another one. But the battery was good, holding a charge. I probably could have gotten away with driving it around, but I don't know enough about cars, and like I say, I was associating a battery light with radiator problems, which is absurd. So the battery was good. We went back. He changed the alternator. We went out to dinner that night, went to a Mexican restaurant, drove it fine, never overheated, never lost water. You know, I don't know. The next morning we get up, we got to take the rent-a-car back, which is Saturday. And we had to take it to Athens, Georgia, which is a little over an hour to get there. It's only like 50 some miles, but you're taking a lot of back roads. And so I followed him in that, and I kept an eye on it. Never, the gauge and the hot and cold gauge never moved. It stayed right where it always was, but no battery light issue. So that was pretty much. So we're thinking, you know, it must be such a small leak that maybe if we buy that stuff you put in the radiator and it plugs up small leaks. So we went and returned the car, and we had stopped at a auto parts store and bought some stuff for it, but you have to let it cool and stuff, so we didn't do it right there and then. But we went on we were going to come back through Blairsville, go up and back down, because we wanted to go through Blairsville. And we did. We went to it was a nice ride. Loved the country mountain rides. We stopped at a Papa Mim's distillery. We found a distillery. I bought some Apple Brown Betty moonshine, which is so good. They give you a little tasting. You buy like a tour package, and they give you a bottle. Tour package is $30, and my husband got the 140 because he takes that to the races. But that was fun. We stopped and we did that, and everything's fine with the radiator and everything else. And on the way back, I told him I cannot go sleep in that tent tonight. I said I'm over it. I really wanted to go home the minute he got the alternator fixed, but I didn't say anything because I knew he came up here, and I knew we had to take back the car, and that was going to be an all-day deal too. So, but I just could not see myself camping in that tent anymore, and I said I want to go to a motel. So when we got down, as we're getting back and I can get cell service, we had to go back to the campground anyway to get stuff for the motel room. I booked a reservation right there, going through the mountains, and at a really wasn't in Claytonsville. It was in Dillon. Dillon, Georgia is the next town. And it was Gateway Inn & Suites, $100 a night. It was fabulous. It was fabulous, fabulous. I may have a picture on my phone of me there. I will put that in at the end if I do. I do have some more pictures that I've taken, but I had to take them on my camera. So I got to try to get them off my camera to get on here. So that's why this video might won't be up as fast as the other, because I would like to get those other pictures in there. Let me finish telling you my story. So we stayed in a motel. We went and got something to eat, brought it back. I was in heaven. Oh, I was so happy. I slept so good. So the next morning, he's like, well, what do you want to do today? I said, I want to go home. I said, I want to go home. I says, why don't we go back to the campground, pack up the stuff, and go on to Savannah, stay in Savannah for the night, and head home, the rest of the way. He says, if that's what you want to do. I said, that is what I want to do. So I didn't want to stay. I would either be staying in a motel or I'd be staying in a tent. And I figure I'm done with this trip. I've already been here almost 2 weeks. I'm done with it. So I want to go home. So we went back to the place, got everything packed. Everything went really smoothly. By 10:30, I think we were on the road. And by 4 o'clock, we were in Savannah, Georgia. And I had booked a place as we were getting closer at the old Harbor Inn right there on Bay Street. And we had a beautiful place. I don't know if I got pictures of it or not, because by then I was tired. And I think I got some of it, because I was trying to see if I get ghost pictures. But and I meant to do a thing of it, but by the time I did, the place was already right, because we were already all over the place. But it had your own living room, its own kitchen, its own bathroom, and its own bed. It was like an apartment. It was not. I thought I got a good deal. I paid $150 for the night. Because I thought I am not staying in a rat hole. I'm salvaging some of this. And then we went to a really nice restaurant. We went to Vic's on the River for dinner. I had my shrimp and grits that I was wanting, and I do have pictures of that on this phone. I will be putting that in. And we had oyster Rockefeller. We had fried green tomatoes. Oh, it was good. Very good. And then the next morning we get up and we come home. And let me tell you, I was so happy to be home. I was beat. Monday came. We got home in the afternoon. I took a shower and went to bed. I was tired. I have been tired. My body has been aching. It's actually getting better. I actually feel better. But the middle of the week, I was done. I was done emotionally, physically, and mentally. I was done. But that's how the trip went from where I left off on the video. But I did want to say that I couldn't have been stuck at a better place, because I did sit a lot by the river. I read 2 books. I did crossword puzzles. I couldn't ask to be in a better place to be stuck. The people that own the nicest people you could ask for. Yeah. But by the time my husband got there, I was done with putting up the stiff upper lip. Now, the first 2.5 days I was there, I had a wonderful time, as you see in the videos. The rain could not be helped, and then you throw in a car problem. So it made me do a lot of thinking about my future as far as an RVer. I don't want anything with an engine. I will not have anything with an engine, because I don't want to spend $20,000 on an RV to have it break down in 2-3 months. I can't do that. Renting little cabins is expensive. Tenting was pretty much the cheapest way you could go to do anything, and I'm not built for that anymore. It's a lot of work. It took a lot out of me. Those 2 weeks took a lot out of me and made me realize that you're just not in shape enough. I don't want to say I'm too old or anything. It's just, I am not in shape enough. I have back problems. I have shoulder problems. What was I thinking? Kind of a big disappointment. It's very disheartening, very disheartening. I would say I went into a little depression. Yeah, and I still am not quite right. I just don't know why. There was no major car breaking down. So I believe the universe was trying to show me, you're crazy. you know, you don't have enough skills for an engine or to be on the road, you know. So, but I do know I cannot stay in Florida, and that's the bottom line. So I'm just going to keep saving my money and save my money and save my money. And I think when I get $20,000, I am going to start looking for a house, and I'm going to buy a house. I could buy a house in North Carolina, Virginia, Kentucky, and if I have $20,000 down on a $70,000 place, my mortgage payments, depending on the interest rate, counting property insurance and insurance, would be anywhere from $250 to $300 a month. That's affordable. I'm still at the $500 a month range where I could have done with a travel trailer and put it in a place to rent, you know, pay lot rent there and come and go, which I still, you know, that still might be up in the air too. But I'm not making any decisions. I think the universe was telling me to slow down, and you need to sit still right now. No matter how hard you don't want to, you're going to have to, because it's not time yet. And I got the message. And yeah, because doing things on your own is okay as long as everything is going all right, I guess you could say. But as soon as something that, you know, the broken tent thing I could handle, because I thought, I can handle anything now. I took care of that. Well, I was knocked down in my place and I was so that I couldn't even rationalize the fact that a battery light has nothing to do with your water pump or your water circulation in your car. Rita finally, it's almost like Rita went, that's what she says. You don't have a water problem. I don't know what made you think you had a water leak. Well, I'm saying, well, because the battery light come on, and she's like, well, one doesn't have to do with the other. And when she said that, it kind of like, oh yeah, that does make sense. So I had plenty of time to do some thinking, and yeah, I am doing some thinking, and so I'm not going to be outside. My brother's coming down. I'm going to call him in a little bit. I don't know when he's coming down, but if I know him, August. Yes, Damien, you always pick the hottest month. I can't do it. I cannot be outside anymore. I just can't do it. It sickens me. When I came back the next day, I had to go grocery shop. My mom went with me, and we come out of the store, and I said, oh God, there it is, the Florida nauseousness from the heat, you know. I just walking out made me instantly sick to my stomach. And I'm not saying that the heat bothers everybody, I understand, but it literally makes me ill. And I didn't feel like that not one time when I was up there. I was sitting in a tent when it was raining. Do you know what you sat in a tent when it was raining in Florida? You would die. You'd be suffocated. You know, at night, I had to roll up the tent windows because it was cool. No fans, nothing running. I have a fan on me, a fan on the ceiling. The air conditioner set on 71, which ours isn't working all that well to begin with. And I do have an air conditioner in my bedroom that I keep it on as long as I can. And my husband, when he's had enough, turns it off, you know, at night. But it does, you know, I got the fan on me, so I don't like being hot. I don't like being hot at all. They still have chilly mornings up there. It is so hot right now that I hate to even go out in the laundry room to do my laundry. But I'm going to deal with it. It's only a couple more months. I am going to go somewhere. To be here now, and it's just, you know, I have lots to do here to keep me busy for the summer in this room. My scrapbookings, and I plan on getting in that. And I plan on getting a little routine to get my videos, to do some exercise in here now that I have my television in here. But like I say, I've just gotten back. I'm pooped out. I still am physically tired. I'm sure it's a combination of wore out, depressed, disheartened. It's just all those emotions at one time, and it's just, and I'll get over it. I will get over it. I need to meditate. Even my psychic told me I should meditate, the one lady I watch, because she hits the stuff right on the nose. And that's basically what the general reading was for today, The universe is telling you to slow down. And yes, that's exactly, I know, I hear it. They're telling me to slow down. You're going 90 miles an hour, you're just wanting to get out. And that is true. I just want to, anything. But that's not how it's going to be. I don't want to do this again. I want this to be the only time. But I do believe that buying a house is, I would love to rent an RV, but it is so expensive, and I would hate to spend that kind of money. For me to rent an RV probably for 2-3 weeks is going to cost me $5,000, and I would rather put that towards a house. So I don't know. I always get things, cheap air flights to New York City or something. Maybe I'll $200 to fly there and back and get a cheap motel room for a couple nights and go eat in the city, go shop in the city. Those, on the cheap. Do more sightseeing than you are actually buying. I want to go up to Vermont this fall. New Hampshire, all of that. And that's what I was going to have the RV for. Believe me, I would love to do that. I would love to do that. If I had a brand spanking new one, I would have no qualms of doing that. And maybe someday I will still do that. Maybe I'll find somebody that wants to do that, and it won't be so bad having two people. So if you do break down, you're not totally alone. I mean, we would have the money, and I have AAA, but when you're alone, until you've been there, and the panicness and the doom, and you almost feel so, I just don't ever want to feel like that way again. And I wasn't even in a bad situation, and I can't imagine if I was. I'd have really tweaked my lid. But I handled it good. I didn't get crazy. I didn't get, I survived it. I was so glad when my husband showed up. And that's what it is. I mean, yeah, that's what it is. And I am disappointed in myself a little bit. I wish I would have been a little bit more calmer, because I think if I was, I could have probably gotten a lot more out of it. But it's done. And by the time I realized all of this, I was over it. I just wanted to go home. There was no more acting like, okay, we're going to salvage something here. And, yeah, so. But, and then I thought about buying a travel trailer and put it in a place. I could get I could get a nice one for $20,000 and live very nicely in it. Rent a car to go. But, I don't know. I don't know. If I have $20,000, I think I would rather buy a house than a travel trailer. When I was coming down to think of it, and I think that's what I'm probably going back to my original plan, which is kind of crazy and ironic. I can have that, but I just need to slow down. I need to slow down. So I'm hoping, by maybe November, December, October, November, maybe I could start looking. I don't know. I'm not rushing, like I say, the universe say, and just take it one day at a time. And I've been praying and meditating. Well, I haven't so much as meditated much. I need to get back into it and leave it in the universe. They need to tell me what I need to do, because I am so confused. And I'm going to ask them, tell me what I need to do. I don't know. I'm confused. And I do believe some of it right now is I need to slow down. Which is very hard for me, because I'm the type of person, I get something and I want it, and I usually get it. But this is a big magnitude. This is something bigger than I am, which knocked me down to size. Say, whoa, wait a minute here. But I will find that spot. Don't think I won't. I will. It's just, it's going to take some time, and there's a lot more involved in it. You know, my mom's still alive. My mom's still here. I don't know if she's going to want to go or not. I really haven't even planned it with her or without her. I just kind of doing my own thing, and who knows. You know, I'm just going to take it one day at a time and work on the things that I need to work on around here. I got lots of stuff to work on and go through, and I'm trying to minimalize, and you know, this is all part of it, me moving forward and getting organized. So I want to start at the top and move to the bottom. But you know, life doesn't work that way, and I needed this. I needed to do what I did. And I think it wasn't so bad because they were just trying to teach me a lesson. I don't think they wanted to traumatize me, and I ended up traumatizing my own self, which, you know, because my husband had told me when I had called him about it, and he said, well, it's been leaking since you got it fixed. Well, I never knew that. Well, he never told me that. He would see it in the yard, you know, he'd check the water, put a little in it. He wouldn't say, you know, keep an eye on the water, you know. And he said sometimes I'd have to put a gallon in it, you know, because I check it like once a month. Well, there must be a small leak. And I remember saying to him, when he was checking it, he had said something, you know, I don't know, it was losing water. And I said, well, you think I need to rent a vehicle? You know, think that would be better? No, this should be fine. Blah, 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 blah. Just buy some antifreeze, you know. And I should have known right there. And that upsets me too, because just shows you the communication we have. I mean, I never knew that new radiator or the new water pump was leaking. And that's what it all comes down to, because we stopped somewhere and we turned off the car and we come back out and there's a big puddle of antifreeze. And we're like, it's like only when you stop would stuff come out. His mechanic was telling him that's probably because the water's circulating when you're moving. When you stop, wherever it's leaking, and it's probably leaking with the water pump and the seal thing there, whatever that is. So it's going to have to go in and be looked at. It's fine for around town right now, but I would never take that anywhere else, and it does need to be looked at. And, you know, since we know pretty much what's wrong with it, he'll fit us in and take it there one day, and it'll be done. And that'll be the end of that problem. Probably have the radiator flushed because we put that stuff in it. That shouldn't be in there because it doesn't need to be in there. So I don't know. But that's it's just life lessons, and I got to wrap my head around it. Yeah, I got to get. Life is what you make of it, and I'm going to try. See, the top of my hands are so sore to the touch. I just wore my body out. I have wore my body out. Yes, I wore it out. It was too much on me. I know. I don't know if I lose another 50 pounds. This might not even be an issue. Could very well be. I don't know. But I know as of right now, today, I don't even want to go camping anymore in a tent. Not by myself. And I'd only go for a few days. I'm actually thinking about giving my brother the tent. I don't know. I think he'd like to have it. The thing weighs a ton, so if I ever go up that way, I would have to take it. He couldn't bring it on the plane with him because it would cost you a fortune, and put it in the mail, it cost a fortune. So, you know, we go up that way a lot. I'll be up that way a lot, so I might just load it up in my rent-a-vehicle and drop it off one day. But, and I did, when I brought all my stuff into the house, I think Thursday, I started unpacking all the bins. Dismantled everything. I have empty bins in my under the stairs. You know, all the toilet paper went back, the dishes. I have some of the metallic camping dishes. I'm gonna give that to my brother. Barbecue stuff went out with the grill. You know, everything went back. There's no camping thing whatsoever ever. There is no camping. Like, you could look in under my stairs, you say, no, there's nobody that lives here goes camping, because there's no more bins of camping stuff. I have another bin on the table there with like batteries and stuff that all needs to be emptied out to put in its place. You know, things go out to the garage, been given to my husband, like bungee cords and ties and duct tape and a nice new axe and a nice new saw. You know, I might give those to my brother too. What I might do is when I take him the tent, give him that stuff. And I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm not. And it wasn't so much because of what happened with the car. I think it was just, and it may have been different if I didn't have to sit there all day. But it didn't, that really wasn't the thing, because it was a chore to take a shower. It was a chore to go to bed. It was a chore to eat. It was a chore to do dishes. Everything was a chore. And my body can't do that. I need more rest than I need, especially the way my back is. So I am doing fine. I'm so glad to be home. I'm going back on my plan. I've been since Friday, did a weigh-in, doing what I ate videos. Just gonna try to pick up where I left off, and you know, it's only have to wait, you know, a couple of months, 2 to 3 months before we start getting more cooler. You know, the worst is just beginning. It hasn't even really gotten here yet. And I don't know if I'm going to be going anywhere in August. Probably not. You know, I don't know. I'm just going to keep saving my money and doing my thing and just live my life. And I'm more appreciative of my home since I've been back. So that helps. You know, there's no place like home, and it's not a tent. If I had a home that was an RV, I think I would be okay. But like I say, the motor thing, I can't deal with the motor. No, I can't do that. I don't even want to go there. So with that being said, I wanted to thank everybody for all your great and beautiful comments. Excuse me. I don't know if I'm going to be answering all of them back, because I'm so behind in everything, and I'm not stressing myself out anymore. I'm going to try to take it one day at a time and deal with the one day. Have your stuff that you have in the back of your head, and someday I'm hoping it will all come together. And I have to get the anxiety down. I've been too zing for quite a while, you know, and it's time to back down to earth, Sandy, back down to earth. And, you know, what I'm wanting isn't practical at the time. I see that now. I didn't see it then. But it is true. And I have to deal with it. And I'm okay. I'm okay. You know, of course, everything could be a lot better. But I'm sure everybody could say that about their situation. It could be a lot worse, too. You could say that, too. So I'm thankful for everything I do have and where I'm at in my life. So I know everything will come together. And I just want to say thank you for your comments, your birthday wishes. You know, I know you all say you're proud of me. I'm proud of that I actually, you know, that's what, you know, you actually got in the car and drove there yourself. You know, and I'm thinking, to me, that was nothing. I wish I could have withstood it. I wish I was just tougher to take it, the roughness of it. But I'm not. I'm not. I'm not 20 anymore, you know. My mind is still thinking when I was 20 and doing these things, how I did it and how I felt, but it's not anymore, you know. I had to be knocked down a peg, and it worked. I've been knocked down. told the universe, okay, I get it, you know. This is only my tent saying this, going, oh, I get it now. I'm moving too fast. And that's okay, because this is what I'm supposed to be doing. That's what I feel like I'm supposed to be doing. So with that, I don't want this video to be any longer. I'm glad to be home. You'll be seeing more videos of me. Mostly it's going to be on my weight loss and maybe little things I do here, you know, if I go anywhere, which I don't see that coming, because I can do little update chat videos every now, let you know how things are going along, you know, maybe once a week with my weigh-in videos, because right now I do need to concentrate on getting this weight off of me. for many, many reasons. It's going to make me feel much better. I think I'll be able to be more active. You know, when I do get my own house, I like to be able to paint it. You know, I'm going to have to clean it. You know, I don't want to be... So I do want to get myself in shape. And I do think if I get more of the weight off, that will come with it. But you can't take a broken down body like this and go, okay, we're going to work 20 hours, exercise 10 hours a week and 20 hours a week. No, my body, I don't work that way, and my body don't work that way. So I am going to get some videos up. I'm going to put them on my computer, and I could do those. But I need to get organized. I put all my stuff in here that belongs in here from after camping. So this room has to be organized. I got everything else put away. You couldn't even tell that there's anybody camping, had ever camped. So with that being said, I thank you for all your comments. I love you guys. And I'm going to catch up on the videos, watch everybody else's videos, and hope everybody else is doing good with their weight loss journey. And I will be talking to you soon. So glad to be home. Bye.